Well, guys, how are you? It's me, Alex, your founder and instructor from Dispatch Training Center. Today is actually Monday, April 29th of 2024, and it's officially Monday in trucking. Market is not doing well. Everybody is struggling, and it is actually one of the biggest recessions in trucking, and it's been going on for the last 2 years. Things are not changing. But I can tell you this, we just finished our practical day. So you can see I'm a little probably stressed out, a little tired because we had our first practical session for students who have been taking our April class. And I just wanted to tell you and share. And later, you guys gonna be able to see their reviews for our trainings, and maybe it's gonna help you to decide should you choose us, yes or no. But I can tell you as a teacher, the more classes I teach, the more people I introduce to trucking, I actually getting better and better in pushing that basic knowledge. Why? Because no matter what market is doing, no matter what kind of equipment you are gonna be dispatching or you planning to dispatch, you have to have the basic knowledge of terminology. It's a must. You need to be so fluent and understanding the principles behind terminology. You need to know what does it take to get revised rate confirmation due to layover, due to detention, due to truck order not used. What is the difference between drop and hook, between actually live loading? So all of these things we are learning in the class. And today our students were able to actually see the mistakes that owner operators do, the mistakes we do as a dispatchers when we do not pay attention to those comments, when we do not predict, when we do not calculate hours of service. And of course, you have to be able to use your tools, whatever load board you are using. So today in a class, we actually were practicing with DAT1 because we still have luxury of having the training software because we are affiliates with them. And if you are looking to get discount, make sure you use our code and you get 10% off for the next 12 months. One more time, if you are an independent dispatcher, you can still get load board if you have a real carrier, if the carrier is going to validate the relationship between you and them. So who are you? You are an independent dispatcher who is going to be dispatching them. If they can validate that, you can still have your own load board. Otherwise, you're going to be working on their load board. So this is not the end of the world. So please stop sending me the emails. Please do me a favor. I'm somewhere in India, Pakistan, Moldova. I need a load board. Well, if you have a real carrier, you're still going to be able to get that load board. So, secondary, you need to make sure you know how to use the tools. And the biggest tools which are useful for the DAT1, of course, it's market conditions, quick rate search lookup, especially if you are a new dispatcher, thread lines, what's going on, and all other services. So today, we had to put those tabs in order and they do not change. First, you have to prepare your map. You need to know where you are delivering, what time you're delivering, what kind of receiver you talking about. Is it going to be strict? Is that going to be appointment? How long do they unload? How are you going to know that? First, by actually taking the notes after each load, actually looking at the Google reviews from the drivers, understanding that if it's a reefer, unfortunately, it's gonna take you 2 to 3 hours to unload. With the dry vans, it depends on the shipper or receiver. It might take 45 minutes. It might take half of the day to get loaded. Flatbed, step deck. So you need to realize that you have to be realistic How far is your deadhead? If you have a strict appointment at 12 o'clock for your reefer, can you book the load 100 miles away with a strict pickup at 2 p.m.? No, no, and no. Do not book the loads that you are not going to be able to pick up. Do not book the loads that you will never be on time, because what are you doing? You actually canceling the load, or you are running into issues of what? Of late fees or waiting till tomorrow. So that's going to affect your transit. So first, you need to make sure that you look at the map and you have to realistically calculate. If you're going through California, while the it's 55 per mile, it's gonna take you longer with the traffic, with the speed limit. So do you have to remember this? If you are talking about middle of the day, going through the mega cities as Chicago, as Atlanta, as Boston, as Dallas, and you going in the peak time, for example, everybody's getting off of the work, is your truck is going to take the same time to get to that pickup? So you as a dispatcher have to be really good in being realistic. Don't look at just Google Maps. Remember, we're not driving the luxury BMW or Mercedes or your Dodge Challenger or my Porsche. We are semi truck. First, we are not flying, we're not Boeings. So be realistic. This is your number one success step in dispatching. Look at this as a truck driver. Look at this as a big equipment with 80,000 of legal weight, right? So eliminate deadheads. Make sure you pay attention who you delivering to, where you're gonna pick up. Look at the transit. Is transit make sense? Is it good transit, legal transit? And I'm not gonna be sitting here talking about fake and lookbook. I know 80% of the carriers still fake lookbook. First, market is down. Secondary, I mean, some rules are ridiculous, and you still do that. What you have to do. We're not talking about this, but as a dispatcher, you need to be realistic about the transit. Secondary, your commodities. Weight, palletized, not palletized, floor loaded, bulk produce. It's totally different negotiations. You also need to pay attention to driver assist, to tarping, to all other details, because you need to ask for extra money before you book the load, not after you book the load. When you receive rate confirmation, verify everything few times. Make phone call. Make sure you call the shipper and ask, is that load is ready to go? Especially if you are dealing with the produce, especially if you are dealing with commodities which takes long time to get loaded, live loading. Who has to do that? You as a dispatcher. If you have strict receivers, Kroger, CNS, Americold, I don't know, Cisco, Food Lions, Publix, Dollar General, Target, verify that that appointment was made for delivery. You do not want to get there on time and then figure out that broker never made the appointment. The broker gonna tell you, do not reach out to shippers or receivers. You actually breaking the contract. Really? No, I am doing my job. I am not willing to deadhead somewhere and sit there for 7-8 hours extra just because you lying to me. And you know when they are lying to you. You can hear in their voice, and they're really good and promising you appointment is gonna be made. On Saturday, when we had the class, I received a phone call from a broker from California. And when I asked them, actually, I'm going to be posting them on TikTok later today. When I asked them where the load is delivering in Denver, Colorado, they did not want to give me the receiver. So I told them, unfortunately, I am not even going to talk to you about the rate because I need to know what I am dealing with on Monday. They call me back. And now the manager telling me, well, it's going to be Kroger. When I asked him, do you have an appointment? He told me, yes, 7 a.m. Kroger. And I told him right there, if I receive rate confirmation and I will reach out to receiving department in Kroger, an appointment is not made, I will cancel this load. And what do you think? He said, oh, it's okay. We don't really want to book load with you. Why? Because simply On Saturday, appointment was not made in Kroger. So what they want you to do, they want you to put that produce on your truck, get to Colorado, and then you're gonna sit there for day or two because Kroger is very busy receiver. So please pay attention to those things. Also, I was surprised. Today we had a review from few students. And again, we're going back to reality of dispatch training centers or classes or all of these people who pretend to teach. Unfortunately, today with my students, we had two gentlemen who told me, well, you're not my first class, you my second, you my third class. And the reality is 65% students who come to my trainings, I am their third training, I am their fourth training, and it's not fair. So, dear professionals, people who really trying to teach dispatch, can you do a better job? Because they should not spend 3 times on the training to become a dispatcher. I am not here to advertise that I am the best. I am pretty goddamn good teacher and I know what to teach and how to push, but I cannot reteach everybody. And I feel bad when students have to go and pay already few $1,000s before my class. So hopefully whoever is teaching, we can do a good job. So when they sign up for our classes, they can get education. And education starts with a strong foundation. Education starts with the reality of market today. What exactly going on today? Why do we want to all come to Florida right now this week or next week? Well, because we had nursery loads flowers due to what? Due to Mother's Day coming up, right? Those beautiful flowers, they all shipping from Miami area. What about watermelons coming up soon, right? Well, California start paying because the local produce going on. Why it is important for you to understand this? Because as a dispatcher, you have to put all those dots together to become a pro. And that's what we are teaching you. Start using the quick rate search to see approximately what is a spot market, what is a contract market paying, but then verify. Post the truck today in Miami, post the truck in Miami tomorrow. Be realistic. Is a spot market on Saturday is gonna pay higher than Monday? Yes, yes, and yes. Because on Saturday, if they need to cover that load with delivery somewhere on Monday, they will pay extra. And we had witnessed that in a class, right? When 3,200 becomes 4,500 within 30 seconds, when 2,000 becomes 3,200, even in this market. But on Monday, is that gonna happen the same? No. If you are in Chicago right now, if you did not pre-book your truck on Friday, well, probably you still sitting and waiting for your dry load. Probably you still waiting for your reefer load because the dispatcher simply did not do their job. In this market, you have to pre-book, you have to look at the reality, you have to make sure that you not sending your truck, let's say from Midwest to East Coast, if you cannot get that 250 260 per mile, because you're gonna end up averaging $60 $70. What is your operational cost? How many of you calculated operational cost for exactly this owner operator with his truck, with his trailer, with his insurance cost? How many of you know your own operational cost? I just happen to have the owner of the company, owner operator who signed up for the class. He's been in business for 2 years, great gentleman, but we had to make sure now he understands knowing operational cost, knowing the market, paying attention to little things is actually improving his dispatching. Posting truck instead of searching for loads. There is your power of negotiations because they call you. When they call you, that's when you can ask for more money. Pre-booking, being realistic, multitasking. All of this happens with pro dispatching. Yes, market is tough. You have to make full phone calls, but if you have a knowledge, if you know how to build a relationship, if you know how to step up at your negotiation, you still doing better job than 80% of dispatchers. And I hope that industry is going to improve on all the levels: dispatching, pro driving, brokers, regulations. The whole industry needs to invest in educating every part of this. So, unfortunately, I have to be done with you. We had a tough day. Tomorrow we have practical session again, and I will see you soon. And sign up for upcoming June classes. It starts June 1st. Hopefully, I'll see you. Our safety and compliance is starting on Saturday. We had IFTA training yesterday. So, everybody who took IFTA training, finally, they know how to file their own IFTA, how to deal with the permits in Connecticut, New York, Kentucky, New Mexico, and Oregon. What does it take to prepare for the IFTA audit? What is the difference with the paperwork that needed for audit and what you have to keep? So we already covered that. If you're still looking for knowledge, make sure in July you do not miss our class. And we actually are thankful for all the followers, for all the comments, for all the reviews, for you guys trusting in our education and supporting our mission to be better in trucking industry. I'll see you soon. And please later today, give high five to our students who were under pressure and did a great job. Love you and see you soon.